Well, everyone, let's go and take a look at the M5 iPad Pro and compare it against the M4 iPad Pro and see which particular iPad is the better one for you. Now, this has to be one of the smallest updates and one of the smallest changes from one iPad to the other. There are very slight differences between these two, so I would always expect there to be bigger differences, but I'm going to be honest, this is pretty much one of those small minor updates. So if you want to pick up any one of these particular iPads, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, just for starters, the design, the display, almost everything across the board from either the 11-inch model or the bigger model, they're both going to be roughly the same. They're both going to be giving you 11-inch Ultra Retina XDR displays. They're going to be ProMotion, P3 wide color gamut, True Tone anti-reflective coating, nano texture if you get the 1TB and 2TB options. They come out in the same colors, so space black, and you do get that kind of lighter, kind of silver model. And you also get that camera setup on the back, the Apple logo, USB Type-C, the same Apple Pencil support for the most part. Like, they both basically support the exact same thing on the outside. They're essentially almost the exact same thing. You're also going to be able to go through and get Thunderbolt 4 ports on the bottom as well. So essentially the same type of layout, and you're even getting the landscape camera. So all older iPads have that camera on the front. This one is giving you that landscape camera. So really from that standpoint, they're basically the exact same type of layout. Now, on top of that, the iPad Pro, the M5 model, is going to be costing about $1,000. So, it's going to be $1,000 for that base Wi-Fi model. The M4 iPad Pro used to cost that much. Nowadays, it is going to be a little bit cheaper. So if you are wanting to go buy a cheaper iPad like in the used market, you can go through and buy like an M4 iPad Pro, and that is going to save you a little bit of money from that particular side, which can be an advantage depending on who you are. Now, they both have Apple Intelligence. In the camera side, they're both going to be giving you, again, the exact same type of camera setup. So it's a 12 megapixel wide angle camera. Now, the front camera is a center stage camera. So they both give you center stage, and it's a landscape camera, which is really nice. But it is very interesting because they're essentially basically the exact same type of layout. So there really isn't that big of a difference here, if I'm being honest. They're essentially the exact same thing. And if you're about to go through and, if you're picking up a particular iPad, these two iPads are going to be giving you a very, very similar type of layout. And even from that side, there's not really that much to really compare here. You do get Face ID on both, obviously. You get the 4-speaker audio setup on the outside. The only difference I can really see is that with the iPad Pro M4 model, you are getting Wi-Fi 6E, which is a nice type of Wi-Fi, cellular type of signal to have. The M5 iPad Pro does give you Wi-Fi 7. So that right there is a little bit of an advantage. So being able to go through and grab that, I do think is actually a nice touch. You are also getting the M5 chipset, right? So the M5 chipset is going to be a little bit faster coming from the M4. You're also going from 8GB of RAM on the M4 iPad Pro, the cheapest one, all the way up to 12GB of RAM on the base models. However, they both tap out at 16GB. So you can go through and spec out both of these options if you want to. But that right there is actually something that's very, very interesting, because if you're going to go through and pick up either one of these particular iPads, I do think they're both going to be giving you a very interesting type of layout. Again, they may not be perfect or anything like that, but I would say with the M5 iPad Pro, this is the best iPad Apple's ever made. If you're trying to go buy an iPad, this one is definitely going to be the best one. But I think the M4 iPad Pro, from a price per value standpoint, that is going to be a very good option. I feel like the M4 iPad Pro, even if it costs a couple $100 cheaper, that is the one I'd probably recommend more people to buy, just because it seems like the better option from what I'm kind of seeing. So from that side too, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.